Where does he rank for you if Mendoza was in either of the last two drafts?
I look at 2024 with Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May. I don't think he's touching those guys as prospects. You could maybe have the conversation with Drake because he didn't have a great final year at UNC, but he was young and you saw the upside. I think Mendoza slots in right behind him, ahead of Michael Penix Jr., ahead of Bo Nix, and even ahead of Cam Ward, who I wasn't a huge Cam Ward believer last year. I thought there were a lot of wrinkles to his game that needed ironed out in terms of timing and decision-making. We saw him improve over the course of the season. I think after Thanksgiving, he got kind of encouraged about his play. I didn't have Jackson Dart as a first-round pick last year. Obviously, the Giants disagreed and made him one. But I think Mendoza's ahead of those guys, but probably behind Drake May.
What's his superpower?
Mendoza, I think it's his eyes. His ability to see the field. He throws such a catchable ball, but that's because he knows, his eyes are telling him where to go with the ball, when to go with the ball. His guys barely dropped any passes last year, and that's a credit to them, but it's also a credit to his ball placement, catchability,
his
understanding.
50 throws in the big games for Indiana.
The Omar Cooper throw, against Penn State to win the game. We have rightfully credited Omar Cooper with making a great catch, but that's a fantastic throw as well. It's it's the Joe Montana, Dwight Clark situation. It's like, sure, that was a great catch, but to put the ball where only your guy can get it and understanding what your player can do, that's what Mendoza does so well. He kind of bores you to sleep and then beats you is the crazy thing about him because he doesn't have the biggest arm. He's not the fastest player, but he doesn't make mistakes. And so I think his eyes and his football IQ are a superpower.
Yeah, his out routes, he throws them on time. He's awesome at that. The 50-50, the back shoulder.
Yeah.
And those were the ones that were the backbreakers for Indiana. And, of course, him running it in was the big one against Miami.
And I look at him, and I see a lot of Joe Burrow, honestly, too, of someone who plays with poise without having elite measurables. But the elite measurable is his mind and what he does. And then also, I love a quarterback that plays better after you hit him in the face. And Burrow did that. The bowl game his junior year, he gets run over by Central Florida, late hit, pops up, and then goes on a run, essentially, of a year of being unstoppable. I think we saw that with Mendoza this year, too. There were times he would get popped, and he seemed to just play better after that fact. So I love that in a quarterback where they show they have a little bit of fight.